Hey everyone, this is Evan Weber, the CEO of Experience Advertising, a full-service digital marketing agency. And today I'm going to be talking about ways to increase conversion rates on your paid search marketing campaigns. And as you probably know, paid search, otherwise known as SEM, is mainly comprised of Google AdWords and Bing Ads, which runs on Bing and Yahoo. So these are the places where most people are searching for things, looking for products, researching things, and it's absolutely paramount that companies capitalize on this traffic to the fullest extent because this is where the faucet is, as I say. And all of your targeted traffic comes from these channels. And so if you're not capitalizing on it as effectively as possible, they'll all go to your competitors, they won't go to you, and you will lose out on all that revenue. So I'm going to talk you through some slides here today. And the first slide is going to focus on retargeting. And the concept of retargeting or remarketing to your website visitors has really caught on the last few years. In fact, it's quite pervasive. If you surf around the internet and you visit various websites and you leave their website and go about your business around the internet, you'll likely see their banner ads popping up and also their Facebook ads. This can also run on Twitter as well, and you can also get emails from them in a really slick way we'll talk about in a second. But the first item on the list is your Google AdWords retargeting. And Google has a very, very large network of websites and web properties that they own. YouTube being probably the biggest, but they own a multitude of other web properties and places that ads can be displayed in their display network. This is a little graphic showing you some of the different places you can remarket with Google. You can do dynamic remarketing, which will show the actual product the person saw on the website. And when they surf around the web and they're browsing and going about their business, they'll see that particular product targeting them. You can do it on mobile apps. You can retarget people that have searched, so when they search again, they see you. You can retarget with videos on YouTube and pre-rolling video ads, which is very big right now and only getting bigger. So not only can you advertise and get all your traffic from Google, but you can retarget the people that visited your website and didn't convert into a customer, or you can target the people that did convert into a customer separately or together. So it's very exciting because it opens up a lot of opportunity for buying cost-effective advertising, and it's always a finite amount of people, so the cost is usually good, the ROI is usually good. So that should be explored for your company or whatever website you're marketing out there. The next thing we're going to talk about is Facebook retargeting. And on Facebook, they allow you to create what are called custom audiences from your website. So this is a very similar concept to what Google is doing. You put at least a little piece of code on your website, and it will cookie all the visitors, and then you will then be able to show people ads on Facebook in the news feed on the right side on the mobile device. And Facebook is also broadening their advertising network all the time. So when you're remarketing through Facebook, you're potentially remarketing a lot more pervasively than you thought it was. They also have a really nice concept of called lookalike audiences, which will model your ideal customer and then find other people with those similar demographics or data points, and then you can advertise to those folks. The thing about that is those won't be the website visitors. They'll be similar to them, so it won't convert as well, but it's definitely a channel to be tested out and see how well it converts. And it's very targeted. Let's just call it that. So it should convert pretty decently. So they have a nice page here. I'm going to provide all these links to you after the fact. You can go and visit all these websites. You can watch the video. You can see the walkthroughs, and then you can add it to your own site and proceed like that and set up your ads. And you can be up and running with retargeting literally in 10 minutes. So Facebook has really made it easy to create ads and get them launched. So that's exciting. So your Twitter retargeting. This is a similar concept. They call it tailored audiences, but it's very similar. It's website retargeted visitors. Go to the website, look around at a particular hotel, and then all of a sudden you see the hotel marketing to you in your Twitter feed, on your phone, on the desktop. It's just another place to target you after you've visited a web property. So there's some really phenomenal results. 45% increase in performance, 74% decrease in customer acquisition cost. I mean, these are really, really compelling numbers. If you're not retargeting on Twitter yet, you absolutely need to try it out and make it work for you. Twitter also has a lot of really awesome other advertising mediums, let's just call them, or products like website cards. They have a lead gen product, and you can promote tweets, you can get more targeted followers. So Twitter is a channel in itself that needs a really good strategy, and website targeting is retargeting is just one aspect of it. So that can help you convert your search traffic better, because all the people you're driving through search traffic are then going to be seeing your stuff on Twitter when they look on their phone or they go on their desktop and they pull up Twitter. They're going to see your company popping up again, and it's just a really great way to increase conversions and sales. So then you have your YouTube retargeting. Now this is really interesting because not only can you retarget people that have visited the website with a video on YouTube, or pre-rolling ads on YouTube videos that may be playing on other web properties as well, with their embedding and sharing. So it's not just ads on YouTube, it's ads on videos that came from YouTube. So the pervasiveness of it is huge. Again, it's another Google property, and you can run it right through your AdWords account. So it's nice because you can also advertise videos specifically on YouTube and then retarget those people when they watch other videos with a little commercial. So that's nice. And they have all their benefits and features listed here. And again, I'm going to provide all these links later, so you can go check it out at your leisure. But this is another really good way to convert more of your visitors into sales that you drove from search. So let's talk about email retargeting, because this is really cool. There's a couple companies that do it. I'm showing you AdRoll right now. There's another company called Perfect Audience as well that you can actually cookie your email openers, and it creates a cookie pool that you can then advertise to on Facebook, the web, and Twitter. So it's really cool if you do an email campaign specifically about some type of product or service, and then you can create a pool with those people and run specific ads retargeting that service or product exactly specific to what they were looking at in the email if they open the email. So it's a really great way to cookie more people. This can also be really good if you have an old customer list that hasn't been cookied yet. Then you can drop an email to them and cookie them and run ads through Perfect Audience through all the different channels, and it's another retargeting play. And these people could have opted in on your pop-up form, and they could have ultimately come from paid search. So it's just another conversion booster. AdRoll is really nice too, real quick, because they allow you to retarget all the different outlets and kind of manage it all through one panel. Dynamic creative as well, which is the product retargeting. You can retarget some of your CRM data like we were talking about, and do it all through one platform and one dashboard. It's really nice. Otherwise, you have to do it individually through the different platforms, and I'm not saying one is better than the other. I definitely think companies should be retargeting directly through Facebook. As far as all the other, AdRoll seems to be a really good place to sort of manage it all in one nice dashboard. So there's something to be said for that, for agencies and also for merchants. Otherwise, you have to do the individual tweaking within the platforms, and it can be a lot of management. So it's up to you how you want to handle that. And then real quick, cart abandonment. And this is important because when you drive people to your website from search and they make it all the way to the cart, they start filling out the cart, but they don't complete. they don't submit or process their order, they abandon. They say, I don't have time for this right now, or they leave it up on the screen, the session expires. What you can do, Sales Cycle is just one company that does this. They do it pretty well, though, and I do recommend them, although there are others, and I don't want to tout one over the other, but Sales Cycle will do the shopping cart abandonment follow-up email thing really well for you. They'll even do it as an affiliate partner through some of the affiliate networks like Linkshare, CJ, ShareASale, places like that, or they'll do it directly. And you pay them for the service. They also do it as an affiliate as well, so that option's there. And it's nice because if you're not rescuing the abandoned carts with a follow-up email specific to what was in their cart, you're missing the boat, and you could be missing out on 10 to 20% additional conversions. So it's really important that you do the shopping cart abandonment email follow-up thing and do it really well. And using a company like this is the way to go, because this is another cloud-based service that will handle this for you for a fee. And this is a very useful thing for e-commerce. So now we're going to proceed. So now we're going to talk about pop-ups, because pop-up boxes are everything. They are so important to increasing conversion. It defies description. It really does, because companies that use them really reap the benefits, and companies that don't, I often hear them saying, those are annoying. They're annoying, but they work. So there are many different types of pop-ups, and when you're paying to drive traffic to your website, you absolutely have to be running them, because you want to collect as much data on your visitors as possible. So you can do things like putting a deal in the pop-up. You can ask them to enter a sweepstakes. We have an exciting sweepstakes going on. You can offer something free, like a guide, a white paper, a list of different tips for their name and email. And then you can also exit pop them when they leave the website. So some people forego the entry pop-up and they just opt for popping up when someone looks like they're going to leave the website. And the pop-up widgets will recognize when the person is going for the back button or the address bar. So that's when the deal will pop up, and it will say, click here to get this deal, or enter your email address. I'm going to show you some examples of some pop-ups. And this is just Google Images. And of course, they're indexing tons of pop-ups. So you have tons of great examples to work with here, to check out. Here's a nice one, Bonobos. All the biggest companies use these. These are all pop-ups that run on various websites. Look at them all. They're so beautiful. And there's various, ones that work better than others. You have to really see what will work best on your website, and you have to roll with it. Pop-ups are a must. So I just want to show you some examples. Here's one sort of like a get our amazing offers, enter your email address. It's all about gathering email address, and then you put them into a drip email marketing campaign, or add them to your list and blast them your offers, and it will increase your conversion rate. It's a proven quantity. How much is the question. I've heard, recently when I was talking to one of my clients, they've increased email acquisition by 400%. When you're only capturing email when they order, then 98% of your traffic is not giving you their email address. A pop-up will solve that problem. So I usually recommend a pop-up immediately. No delays, no wait. But you can target pop-ups, which is nice too. You can target when the visitor will see the pop-up. ExitIntent.io is a nice tool, and Just Uno is a nice tool for pop-ups, but there are many pop-up management tools. WordPress has them. There's a whole bunch in Shopify and BigCommerce and all these different shopping cart platforms. You can sign up for the service and plug it into your site, or plug it in through one of the modern e-commerce platforms. So I can't stress enough how amazing pop-ups can be. for email acquisition and increasing overall conversion rate. And like I said, when you're paying for these clicks, you absolutely want to be capturing as many emails as possible. Email is recognized as the leading channel in e-commerce revenue building or sales generation. And that's because once you have this captive audience, you can then market your offers to them and get them to buy more stuff or convert the people that haven't bought yet. You can tell them to refer their friends at that point with a referral program. So it's just always a great idea to capture email with pop-ups. So that's pop-ups. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about click to call. And this is a fairly relatively new phenomenon in paid search because mobile phones have basically taken over. Um, and it happened really quickly in the last 2 to 3 years. It's really hit hard. So what's happened is Google's had to push click to call really hard. And this is great for local businesses. Now, Google is going to do, of course, everything they can do to make the most money possible. So, something I found is that click to call doesn't always translate into that many calls. The person, it says they're calling in the reporting, but that you don't actually get that many calls because it prompts them to complete the call, and it's kind of like a two-step process. So you can really misrepresent how many calls you think you're getting. But here's Google's page on click to call and putting phone numbers in the ads. And because everyone is going mobile optimized, and Google has already said if you're not mobile optimized, you won't rank as well. So click to call is all part of the mobile phenomenon and the mobile craze. It's different because e-commerce is more of a national play, and in my opinion, click to call is probably better for local, but they both can be used as pervasively. You just have to make it work. Again, you should be tracking it through specific calling numbers and seeing which campaigns are converting into which sales, having really good salespeople answering the phones. A lot of people will click the call button. Whether they're ready to buy is a completely different question. So, in my opinion, it skews the quality a little bit downward of the traffic or the calls, the actual, but it also gives you an opportunity to bond with a customer immediately, which can be really powerful. And you can close them on the phone or say, hey, come in, or, or go to our website. Here's a coupon code. So it's really powerful when you can get someone on the phone with the right people and actually facilitate that interaction and build a relationship right then and there. So it does have benefits, but it will run up a lot of costs. So you have to make sure your revenue is being tracked and you can tell what kind of return you're getting. So it can be tough. So there are call tracking services you can use. I just picked CallRail because they were #1 in Google advertising at the top. So I figured I'd give them a little plug. And there are other companies that do this. So you probably need some kind of call tracking if you're going to be generating a lot of calls, whether it's through Google or Facebook. So Facebook is bringing on call buttons as well, as it says right here. And because everything is moving towards mobile revenue, mobile advertising, and you can do a lot of mobile advertising through Google and Facebook. So if you want to do that, your website needs to be mobile optimized. And if you want to capitalize on the click to call phenomenon, you need to have really good salespeople. I don't think it's something you want to outsource internationally. That's me personally. That's my opinion. Although there are great companies that are out there you can do that with. But I do think you should have them in-house and train a really good customer service representative or a customer, a salesperson that can do both to answer these calls, because some of them may be customer service related and some of them may be sales related or answering questions about products. Do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have it in my size? So it's creating a little bit more of a sales challenge, in my opinion, for businesses, but you have to seize that opportunity in having really good salespeople trained that can really close these people and then measure how many they're closing versus the cost. And then you can gauge your ROI, but that's not always easy. So that's click to call. So now I'm going to talk about your actual search ads, and I'm not going to get into too many examples. I do want to give a couple of great examples though, using call extensions, ex extending your ads beyond the title and description with the site link extensions, call extensions, review stars. These are things that are all going to make your ad bigger and more impressive. Okay, and that's very, very important. I see a lot of companies still to this day just running, title and description, no site links, no call extensions, no review stars. That's a huge problem, and you're losing the game if you're not leveraging all the things an ad can be on the search results page. So let me just show you one quick example. This is a buy silver keyword search. So these companies up here are paying to be here, and as are the people down the right side and in this area over here. So let's look at JM Bullion because they look like they're doing a really, really good job. They have their review stars. They have a really nice description with a promotion, free shipping and insurance, how fast it ships, live phone support, BBB. I mean, this is a very good ad, in my opinion. You can even click right to the BBB and check it out and look at their rating. And believe it or not, the BBB is still carrying weight with trust and security with people. Some people kind of poo-poo the BBB, but it is one of the things people recognize, so you need to be leveraging it. There aren't a lot of trust-oriented, we'll get into trust later, but there aren't a lot of trust-oriented companies out there with the longevity that the BBB has, so you have to be on board with them, in my opinion. And these down here are site links. So you can go to specific, if you're looking for silver rounds in particular, you can go right to those pages. So this is what I would consider a very good search ad. Um, and your ads need to, if it looks like this above it, this is just pathetic looking compared to this with the stars and all these site links. And I would even have put the phone number in here probably. They may or may not want calls. Down here, as you get into the organics, here you have a call right in the organics, so that's kind of nice. They're doing a good job with that. And a lot of companies aren't using stars in their organic search results in Google, which is a huge problem. So if you work, we'll talk about reviews in a little while, but you can actually put your review stars in your organic search results, which is huge. Look at it. Look how good it looks. Um, and people are really persuaded by things like that. 90% of people are influenced by reviews online. So that buy online, look, they have 661,000 votes. That's really impressive. That's lending a lot of credibility to this company and probably increasing conversion rate. So that they're doing a really good job of, JM Bullion is probably, a very competitive industry, but they're probably making money off of this type of and running hard all day long, 24 hours a day. And it isn't easy to realize all your search spend. So most companies don't realize all their search spend, nowhere near it, not even 5 or 10%. So it's all upside, in my opinion. So another concept that I've used a lot over the years is just the keyword to the ad to the landing page scenario, where you have someone, for instance, searching for red roses. So the ad will advertise red roses and the landing page will be advertising red roses or selling red roses. So that's the kind of continuity that your keyword campaigns need to perform better. A lot of people will just load in a bunch of keywords and send them all to the homepage, and that's completely not the way to do it. some keywords can go to your homepage, your core keywords, things like that, some of the more popular terms. But as you branch out and you get into more niche phrases and subsets of phrases, depending on how big the industry is, if you can't create a landing page for those keywords, you probably shouldn't be using them. Another concept that has come up a lot recently with clients and just in general is how many keywords should you be using? And the problem is there may be hundreds of keywords that look like they might work and look like they might produce sales for you or leads, but the more keywords you use in your account, the more cost it will add to the entire budget because each phrase will be getting click costs in itself. So if you have 100 phrases as opposed to three phrases, let's say 100 phrases, if they got 10 clicks each, that'd be 1,000 clicks. Three phrases, you can get 100 and something clicks each to amount to 1,000 clicks. So it doesn't give you enough chance to really show keyword conversion effectiveness if you're bidding on too many keywords. I don't think I stated that very well, but I think you get the message. You should always start with a finite set of keywords, a very few, and then branch out from there and see which keywords lead to sales and which don't. And that's how you run a proper keyword campaign through Google or Bing. So yeah, the other thing I just wanted to mention is just A/B testing of the ads. Every ad group you can have several ads that you can see which lead to the most sales. So you can test headline copy, you can test description, things like that, promotion in the ad. You can try different ways of saying things, different ads per keyword set and per ad group, and you can really get a sense. And so if you see one outperforming the other, you just turn off the other and you go with the best performing one. Maybe add a couple more and see if you can replicate the experiment. But in general, once you arrive at a well-performing ad, it could always be better, don't get me wrong. And it needs to be better, improving at all times. But do the initial split testing. Don't get lazy on the split testing because you have a lot of keywords in the account, because if you don't split test your phrases and your titles and your descriptions and your ads to see which ones lead to the most sales, you're missing the opportunity to use that strategy to improve performance. So okay, so that's a little bit about your search ads. So now we're going to talk about live chat, and I'm a big believer and proponent in live chat, and I've been using it for years with my own projects, with clients, and I just can't say enough about how amazing it is. And a lot of companies, again, they don't think it's that important. They don't think their visitors want to be chatted with, and they couldn't be more inaccurate. Um, Not to mention, it'll help you close more sales. It'll help you engage with your customers. It adds a human touch. A lot of websites have no humanity going on. People love to see a smiling face offering to chat with them. So it also gives you an opportunity to engage with people on certain pages of your website in certain ways. So that can be really powerful. And you can also offer deals through chat. And obviously you have to have a really good person on it. I don't normally recommend outsourcing it, although companies do offer that service. And there's actually a company that does video chat, video sales chat. Um, and I'm going to show you one quick example of a live chat. You pretty much, most people know what this is, but I'm just going to go to one of my clients' websites. It's running chat, and here it is. Need help? Have a question? Chat now. Okay. Oh, okay, sure. I need a quote. And the chat agent then responds. and you can get a dialogue going with your site visitors as they browse your website. Now, the nice thing is it stays there while you browse the website, and you can keep the conversation going. So now I'm acting like a customer on the website chatting. And here I am the chat agent. So it also gives you information where they're from, what search engine they came from. It'll even give you profile information if you have that type of information on them, and you can kind of connect it to the chat agent. You can then show visitor profile information in the chat agent. It's also nice because it shows you what page they're visiting, and you can make the chat very intuitive and say, oh, I see you're on the products page, and we have some really good deals going on right now, so you'll want to check those out. And then you can also, paste in URLs, things like that. So if I wanted to tell them to go to a particular page, check out and then they would click here and they would go there, and you can kind of guide them through the site. So it's really nice on that front, is guiding them through the site. And it's a really good way to increase conversion rate. And again, when you're paying all this money to get traffic to your website through paid search or even Facebook or even retargeting, you definitely want to engage with your potential customers any way possible. And again, a lot of companies don't think it's that important, but everything I've ever experienced using a chat agent has increased sales, it's increased value, customer value, and order size. So I highly recommend using live chat on your website. And there's several services. There's Olark, there's Zopim, there's Live Person. They've been around forever. There's several different chat agents. A lot of them will plug right into your website with one click or a piece of code, and they have their own dashboard. And I like Olark because it gives you, a lot of data. It's just very easy to use. You can use it in your browser. So I can be a chat agent on several of my websites at once if I just have their chat agent windows open, and it's really cool. You can, if you're not available, you just turn it off, and then it'll show a different message. It'll say, we're not here right now, and it functions like a contact form, and it's just another contact form on your website. That's never a bad thing. So that's live chat. So now we're going to talk about multivariate or A/B testing. And this has been around for a long time. This is a strategy that will help you increase your conversion rate on your website or your landing pages. And it's as awesome a thing as it has become, it's still not a very pervasively used thing, in my opinion. And more companies need to get on board with this, because your competitors are probably using it. And if they're not, they're missing the boat. So if you want to outconvert your competitors in paid search, where all the traffic is, then you need to be doing this type of thing, which is basically split testing all the page elements of your website. So you do what are called setting up experiments. And I'm going to take you through one of the best tools for this. They're called Optimizely. It's a web service. It's a cloud-based service that will let you do multivariate testing or A/B testing on your website without using any real IT resources. You just have to embed the code on the website, and you can then run this test. So I'm going to show you how to do a quick little A/B test. But real quick, the things that companies commonly A/B test are the main image, the submit button, your logo, the main graphic on the site, the add to cart button, the product photo size, the button colors, button text, and a tool like Optimizely. There's another one called Convert.com. They also do a very similar thing. And so I went over here and logged into Optimizely, and you can actually run A/B testing on your apps as well. So these guys are amazing. A guy that started the company, Dan Soroker, used to be with Google as one of their engineers and one of their software programmers. And he's a really remarkable individual, and I've had the pleasure of knowing him for several years and having met him and heard him speak. And um, they've just created such an amazing product with this Optimizely that you can't but not use it. And they have a self-serve version, and they also sell more of a managed version, which is a little pricier, but you can self-serve it until you get big enough to need something a little bit more profound. But it's cool. So you come in and, I'm going to use that same example of the Hurricane Shutter website. Okay, type in the URL. This is emulating how you're going to use the tool. In order to actually use the tool, you have to put a piece of code on the site, which I haven't done yet. In this particular instance, I'm just showing you how easy it is to walk through this. So, okay, so it's pulling up the site layout in the editing tool. And what we're gonna do is create a variation of the actual home page, and we're gonna set up a little split test once it loads here. So I've loaded up Macy's.com website in this tool. Close this, and this is basically what you can do. So you have your original version, then you can create variations. Okay, so I'm on variation 1. Let's say I want to do something with this logo. Let's say I want to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so I do click move and resize, and then I can actually make it bigger. Okay, I can add another variation. Looks like it didn't really make it much bigger because it's a static size. But let me show you another thing you can do. You can move it. You can move it over here. Let's say we want to try it over here, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but you can literally try the logo in different locations of the website. You can move things around. You can select whole areas. You can try to, this is actually one big image, so you can actually rotate in different images in this area. You can move things around. I'm not going to get too much into how to actually use the tool, but just to convey that you load your page layout in the tool, and then you can do things to it and see if it works. You can try different images here. If you wanted to try free shipping at 50 versus free shipping at 75, you could rotate in another image, change image. It allows you to actually upload another image that you can try in that spot. And then when you start the experiment, half the visitors will see one, half will see another, and it will actually tell you how many more sales came from one or the other version. So it's really cool. I mean, the thing about it is it's a little bit daunting because it's limitless. You could split test every aspect of the page till you're blue in the face. Usually when I use a tool like this, I recommend companies will pick the add to cart button, the image size, the logo, try different things like that. The main image, try 4 different main images, try a video there versus a static main image, and see which, it does so much that, like I said, I'm not going to get into everything, but, here I'm making the search box bigger. Okay, so now here's the original version. Here's my changed version with the bigger search box and the logo over here. Now, if I really wanted to, I could see if that version worked better than the original version. And that's what the tool does. It lets you do that. So it's really cool. You let your mind run with it. It really opens the opportunity to split test every part of the website. You can go into the different pages, the cart, You can try to make, you know, the BBB button bigger. You can make the add to carton button bigger. You can make it black instead of red or green and see which color works best or which is most clicked on. So it's limitless. It really is. But you have to use it for yourself and see what you can do with it. It will definitely increase your conversion rate if you use it properly, though. Even if you don't use it properly, it'll increase your conversion rate because testing is always better than not. You know, just remember that mantra. Just throwing up a website and crossing your fingers and hoping it converts great is just not a good strategy. You need to have a split testing strategy to, I always say a pretty website is a mere foundation for making improvements. So once you have a nice looking design, you can then start the testing process, the split testing. So that's split testing, multivariate testing. So now we're going to talk about trust and security on the website. And this is a very important, I put this right up in the top 3 of important strategies that you need to be implementing on the website in order to increase conversion rate. And your paid search traffic conversion is counting on how well you present yourself to your visitors, how much trust, how much security is being conveyed. These are just some logos that companies have around the web on their website. McAfee, obviously, you know. Norton's is another big one. Here's the BBB. Trust E is a big one. You know, there's a lot of them, but certain ones are more recognizable. Trust E, BBB, McAfee, Norton's. Those are probably the top ones in my opinion. Some of these other ones are decent too, and I never sort of think they shouldn't be there, but I do encourage companies to use the bigger ones, like Trusty, BBB, McAfee's, Norton's, things like that. HackerSafe is a nice one too. I've worked with companies and experienced this myself. When you add these logos to the website, they increase your conversion rate. So, you know, this is a website that buys used cell phones from people and smartphones. So if you have a smartphone to sell, you can jump over here and sell it and get cash for it. But you know, in my opinion, they're doing a really good job with the trust factor. They have their reviews very prominent here. They have their customer reviews widget here and a logo here, a Norton's logo here, mentioned in the Wall Street Journal, safe and secure, you know, BBB. So they're doing a nice job conveying how trustworthy their website is. And then you have a company like East Bay, you know, they have Norton's and McAfee and, you know, here's BBB, here's BizRate, Stella's another nice one. So there's a lot of trust logos you can use. A lot of companies don't feature them prominently enough, in my opinion. I feel like they should be very prominent, especially, for instance, you know, they could have them here in the left column of the category results page. They could, you know, these trust logos need to be sprinkled around the website in an appropriate way. Here, they could have the Norton's Trust Seal here. They could have a couple trustful shopping logos here that might boost their conversion rate. You know, they have them all the way down here, but in my opinion, it's just not, it's not obvious enough. It's not conspicuous enough. So the whole point in having them is to make them visible and to utilize them. So that's something you need to definitely use to your advantage because, you know, when people are looking around at websites to put their credit card in, they're looking for things like that. They're looking to see if it's a secure website. They're looking to see if they have the right logos. So these are the things that are influencing conversion rate. And when you're paying per click, conversion rate is everything. Just adding some logos like these to your website in a strategic place, it will boost your conversion rate. There's some, let me just pull this up real quick for you. I'm going to make all these links available later too, or you can just contact me and I'll tell you where to find them. But if the Symantec used to be just took them over, and now it's a Norton's Trust Seal. It's the #1 seal in e-commerce. So this is what it looks like over here, and you've seen it around. And they have some really nice data on here about how it actually builds trust, how it increases conversion rate, by how much. There is data on that. I'm not trying to floor you with a bunch of data. This is just a general overview, but if you want data, there is data on how it increases conversion, and it's cheap too. It's only $299 a year to get this logo on your website, and it's separate from your SSL. And I do recommend having some type of SSL logo and a Norton's logo on the website, among others. So that's trust and security. Well, actually, real quick, customer reviews does play into the trust and security, because reviews and trust and security all go hand in hand. So you need to have the logos and the review stuff all over the site. So now we're going to talk about customer referrals and sharing. And why this is important to paid search is because, when you're spending money to drive traffic to your site and measuring your ROI, the initial sale is very important, but the initial sale is merely one aspect of what that customer can do for you and how much revenue you can realize from that customer. So you need to be doing a really good job of using customer referral widgets and making your website very socially friendly and shareable. I also usually recommend getting a Facebook integration going on your website, Facebook registration, Facebook checkout, sharing these pages, anything that can tie your website more in depth with Facebook, in my opinion, is a good idea and does work well. So I'm going to show you some examples of some Refer a Friend widgets. I'm a big proponent of Refer a Friend programs. I absolutely think they're amazing. I've been a big fan for well over 10 years, built them from scratch back in the day. Nowadays, though, you don't have to do that. There's companies that have already done that for you. One of the ones I like very much is called FriendBuy. And FriendBuy has listed some really good examples of how their widget works. So you would put something like this in the header: tell a friend, get $10. And the person clicks it and a widget pops up, and they can invite their friends to check it out through email, Facebook, Twitter, etc. There's another example of a location placement: get $20. It's a widget that runs at the bottom of the site. Here's a mailable Refer a Friend invite. Here's a pop-up when they click the link: share and earn $20. You can actually share this on Facebook, Twitter, through email. It gives you a referral link immediately, and it tracks if you refer them any business, any customers. And it's very, very lightweight, sort of low impact. You're not really asking them to do much for you except refer some friends, and they can get rewarded. And if the reward's good enough and you convert the traffic they're referring well enough, and people actually benefit from your Refer a Friend program, it could actually grow and be a formidable source of revenue. The company Bonobos is said to generate 25% of all their new customer sales through Refer a Friend. So there you go. That's the proven quantity right there. A Dollar Shave Club is using them. Here's a nice little widget that you can use that FriendBuy gives you, that you put on the site to email, Facebook, or tweet the message out, and it will track the referrals. Here's a nice little pop-up widget on a fashion site. Same concept: earn $15 when you invite a friend. So very, very effective stuff, very low impact stuff, but very good for incremental revenue. And when you're measuring the actual ROI on these paid search campaigns, you really have to track that customer. Let's say it brought in 1,000 customers in the month, and then how many of those customers referred their friends? Maybe another couple hundred. And then so that's additional revenue that you can put into the ROI equation to make it look better, and also give you more budget to work with on the front end. If you're making more per visitor or per customer, all this is going towards getting your average monetization per visitor up. So if it starts out, and let's say it's $1 per visitor, then and you launch a referral program, you'll get it up to $1.50 or $2. All of a sudden, you're making more money on the paid search campaigns, and you can turn the traffic up. Because a lot of companies are restricted with what they can spend based on a certain ROI metric. So the better you can monetize with programs like this, the more you can spend on the front end to drive more traffic. So, be referable. It's all well and good to have a referral program, but if they're not truly impressed with the company and the service, then they're not going to refer. So, and especially in this day and age, you have to go over and above. The customer satisfaction is number one on the list. It always should have been, but after 2008, all of a sudden it became in vogue, and now, due to the competitive nature of digital marketing and e-commerce, you have to really go over and above to dote on your customers in order to get them as loyal customers. Otherwise, they'll go buy from your competitor that's selling the same damn thing, possibly cheaper. But they'd rather buy from you because you handled it better and you treated them better and it was a better experience. So be referable. Have sharing options all over your website. I don't have to really, document that. Add this. I'll show you. There's a nice little pop-up. Um, let me show you add this real quick. If you don't know about this tool, this is probably the best social sharing facilitation tool for web. They have a free program and they have a paid version, and the paid version you get some really phenomenal tools. Mobile, follow us on mobile, share this page on mobile, increase conversions with audience targeting. Add this has really taken it up a notch. And you can customize the color of the social, but I mean, they've really done a great job getting the social thing right for websites and mobile. Xerox grew their email list by 84% in 1 month using custom messages. For $10 a month, can't beat it. So definitely be using Add This on your websites, and you'll get a lot more social sharing going on, a lot more followers, a lot more exposure through all the things you should be getting, where a lot of websites just aren't capable of really being that. They don't facilitate sharing that well, so they don't get shared. The websites that facilitate sharing really well get shared, and you really have to do a good job of presenting it and using the right widgets and tools. So when someone refers you a customer, a lot of times it costs you less to get that new customer than it did to get the initial customer. So you can afford to pay out a good amount when people refer you business. So don't be cheap when you reward refers, because they actually, tried, and they actually made it happen, and there was no cost to acquire the customer. So, I hear companies all the time saying, can't we reward them $10? I'm like, no, it's too little. Reward them what you would normally pay to acquire a customer. Okay, and then you might start getting some referrals going on. But companies are cheap with that type thing, and they need to not be cheap. So when you're setting up your referral program, don't be cheap. Otherwise, people won't think it's similar to an affiliate program. If you don't pay a very high commission, no one's going to even bother. Not that commission is everything, but it's commission and conversion rate, and that's how much money they're going to make as a referrer or as an affiliate marketer. So the two are very similar. And then once you have a nice referral program going, you can advertise it. You can do boosted posts on Facebook. You can drop an email about it to your customers. Obviously, put it all over the site. Put it on the thank you page. Put it in the email autoresponders. Put it in the header. Refer a friend, get $20. You have to make it part of the culture if you really want it to take off. Just putting it in the footer or sending an email out here and there or one boosted post, it's just not enough. You have to constantly be reinforcing your referral program to the nth degree to get uptake. And then let's just hope your website is converting the referrals well enough. Because if it isn't, then the people that refer aren't going to keep referring. If it is, they are. So I tell companies all the time, don't launch a referral program or an affiliate program unless you have a stellar conversion rate, because you're asking an affiliate or a customer to refer you somebody, and they're trusting that you're going to do a good job converting the traffic. So all of this will make your paid search spend go further, because one customer should never be one customer. It should always lead to more referrals, which boosts the amount of revenue you're getting for the spend. So that's referrals and sharing. So now we're going to talk about customer reviews. And some companies use testimonials, and reviews are sort of synonymous, but product reviews are sort of the thing that you want to be gathering, because they're individualized reviews for a certain product. So there's company reviews and company testimonials, and then there are product reviews, and the two are sort of, they're in the same vein, but they're slightly different. So you just have to decide if you need both, or one channel or the other is enough. But at the bottom line is, you need something going on with your reviews, because 90% of people who buy online are influenced by reviews. Okay, so if you have a bunch of gold stars stacking up there, they're going to be very, very excited. Gold stars are everything. Um, and then, of course, the review itself is important, but it's the gold stars that people really get attracted to. So you gather your reviews from your site traffic. You gather them after they purchase. So gathering them is the key. And then displaying them. Once you gather them, you need to display them all over the website, so they work for you. So they boost your conversion rate, and you can afford to spend more money to drive more traffic through your paid search campaigns. When you have a lot of reviews as opposed to not, it's night and day with conversion rate. So to think you're advertising in paid search and without any reviews is a little bit horrifying, unless none of your competitors have them. But if you don't have them, you need to go get them very quickly, and you need to build them. So I'm going to show you a company. They're called Shopper Approved. Now I've recommended a lot of product review widgets. There's Yotpo, there's Trustpilot, there's reseller rating. There are many review widgets and testimonial widgets, but this Shopper Approved really impresses me, because it's the way they collect them. And of course, it's all about gold stars, but it's interesting the way they collect them. They start collecting the review on the thank you page. So a lot of companies that do reviews, they wait for the person to get the product and then have a chance to use it, and then ask them for a review. But these guys are a little bit more creative, and it works out so much better. They get 70 times more reviews than the average review widget, and that's because they start the review process and getting the stars on the thank you page. How did you like your experience with our website? It was great. 5. There you go. You're already building 5-star reviews. And then after you've had a chance to review the product, then they send you an email that says, how'd you like the product? And that adds more reviews. So it's about just gathering reviews quicker. And I think that's extremely valuable into the process, because it can be hard, it can be time consuming to gather reviews. The other nice thing is, as you can see, it puts the gold stars, it puts them on Bing, it puts them on Google, and Yahoo. It puts the stars in the organics and in the paid search. So a lot of companies don't even know you can put stars in your organic results, but you can, and it helps. So these guys are awesome too, because they give you like a money back guarantee, and it's only $30 a month. I mean, really, how can you go wrong? Um, and the statistics are just mind-boggling. 94% of all ratings in the Shopper Proof system are either 4 or 5 stars. Just great. 458,000 reviews and rankings have been collected in the last 30 days. 82% of their clients' customers surveyed said they're more likely to buy from a website that displays the Shopper Approved seal. So it's just another seal or logo to add to your website. And a lot of them have seals. and great. Seals are, I'm a big fan of seals, and I recommend putting as many good seals on your website as possible, the right ones. And then, but at the end of the day, it's all about this, the gold stars. And these are all the companies who are using them. So they're really at the top of the industry, and it's really, they've really done a great job. And using customer reviews with your marketing and your website. Another nice thing you can do with the reviews, you can share them on Facebook and Twitter and say so and so reviewed us, and you show that socially, and you can even boost the post, and you can use them advantageously in your social media marketing. So that's another nice thing you can do with reviews and testimonials. There's also another concept of video testimonials where you can find these companies. There are a couple companies out there that will actually ask your customers to submit a video testimonial, and they're good. They're really good because you can put them on YouTube, you can use them on the website strategically on your testimonials page. They can be very powerful. Let me just find you real quick. There's a couple companies. This is one of them. I'll just show you real quick. There's a few companies that are doing this, and I think it's a great idea. I really do. Definitely anything you can get from your customers. I'll just play one for you real quick.
There's really no better tool to capture testimonials than Bravo. We use it here at the Wisdom Link with our clients who are very busy and successful entrepreneurs.
You get the gist. I'm not going to bore you with that, but you can get customer stories. You can distribute them. It's just a nice way to put humanity behind your reviews. A lot of companies don't do this, but I think it's worth looking at and use selectively. I think it definitely has efficacy. Um, so there's video testimonials. So that's a little bit about customer reviews. Obviously, I feel strongly about them, and they're hugely important to increasing conversion rate. And when you're looking to buy all your keyword traffic, if you don't have an amazing conversion rate, it's not going to happen. And you're only going to be able to buy a portion of your traffic, and it's going to stifle your company's growth dramatically. So you need to be doing all of these things, and reviews way up at the top of the list. So that's reviews. So now I'm going to talk about incentivizing and monetizing. And a lot of people don't put enough emphasis on this. They're so concerned with new customer acquisition, but these two concepts go hand in hand with new customer acquisition and making your traffic convert better. And what it relates to is actually adding things to sweeten the deal. So let's say I go to an e-commerce website and I'm browsing around, and all of a sudden they say, if you buy in the next hour, we're going to throw in a $25 restaurant.com gift card. Okay. And wow, great. Not only am I going to get a great deal on these shoes, but I'm going to get a $25 voucher that I can use at any restaurant in their network. Oh, fabulous. So it's a great way to motivate people. So here is restaurant.com, and they've been in this space a long time. These are what the vouchers look like. And the vouchers have a higher perceived value than what it costs you as a merchant to give them out. That's part of the business. So I'm not going to bore you with the videos here, but they have a video on how so basically that's the concept. You're actually offering to throw in something with their purchase if they buy today, or you don't have to have a time limit on it, but it's nice. You can say, sign up for your dental plan and get a $50 dinner and a movie. Okay. And it may have a $6 or $7 cost to the merchant, and it has a $50 perceived value to the customer. So someone might jump on that and say, wow, not only can I get this great product, but I can get this incentive, this gift voucher. So it's a really great way to boost conversion rate and squeeze more revenue out of your traffic. Another company that I absolutely love and that I use, and if you need to contact them, let me know because I know people that work there. I feel good. So this is phenomenal. This allows you to give out all types of digital rewards. Um, all the biggest companies use them. McDonald's, Coke, Kit Kat, you know, they have tons of case studies. It's very similar. It's giving rewards. It's giving digital rewards, incentivizing the purchase. So buy this and get this for free. Subscribe now and get one iTunes gift code. There's so many applications of a thing. They plug in with all the major e-commerce platforms. It's just a and they have different levels of service. Very, very, very awesome tool that will allow you to, and you can look in their catalog also and see what kind of, games in a restaurant, music, home and garden, travel, digital gift cards, digital content. You can give away all types of different things. Let's just look real quick in the gift cards. So, Starbucks, Applebee's, iTunes, Android, Foot Locker, Sports Authority. These are all incentives you can create to give people rewards or gift cards for these different gift vouchers for these different companies and when they buy your product. And it's just a really powerful way to piggyback on some value. And listen, you have to see how well it converts and what it costs you, but using a thing like this can drastically lower your cost per acquisition and drastically increase your conversion rate. And a thing like this might be just the thing to use with your costly pay-per-click search advertising. Take them to a landing page just from your Google traffic, your Google AdWords traffic, or your Bing Ads traffic that has an incentive. Buy today and get X for free. And it's just a very powerful thing to do when you're trying to increase conversion rate, and people absolutely love it, especially when the stuff is branded. So monetizing, monetizing is important because you're trying to increase ticket size and the size of the cart, which is going to determine, how much ROI you have on that spend and how much you can actually afford to spend. So you can have you have upsells in your cart with similar products. On your thank you page, when people, after they finish their purchase, you can upsell there or expose them to a partner offer. Someone you can partner with. You put their offer on your thank you page and they put yours on theirs and you pay each other on a rev share. Have a strategy to increase the lifetime value. Too many companies put too much emphasis on acquiring new customers and they don't look at how are we increasing lifetime value. And that's where all the profit is. That's where a lot of the upside is, and it's usually less costly to sell something else to someone than to acquire them in the first place. So you have to be doing a really good job at your retention and loyalty strategy. Having great follow-up emails is important because those are touch points. Those are places you can have offers. You can enter our sweepstakes, follow us on Facebook, refer a friend. Having really great autoresponder emails and other types of emails, messaging. Having great messaging is going to help you monetize better. And once you have a good list or a good database and you've worked hard then you need to really churn it, marketing offers and products regularly. A lot of the biggest e-commerce websites will send out daily emails with different product offers, and that's how they generate a lot of revenue. It's all about frequency. Listen, you'll turn off a few people, but the amount of upside revenue wise, it just far outweighs the cost of a few people that unsubscribe. So you have to have a really good, incentivizing them on the front end, and incentivizing them, pertains to referrals, and then monetizing them on the site, on the thank you page, and also in the follow-up emails. And so the more you do that, the more you can actually afford to spend to drive more traffic through paid search, and it all kind of goes hand in hand. So that's my last slide. Let me summarize real quick. So there are many ways to maximize your paid search spends. Outside of the keyword selection, ad copy, that outside of that process, you need to be doing a really good job on your website of converting the traffic. It's probably more important than your ad copy. But of course, they're equally, they're everything is important. Every aspect of the funnel is important, from the keyword selection to the ad copy to the landing page to the conversion optimization strategies, your referral program, your live chat, your trust logos, your customer referrals, your retargeting campaigns, all those things, your thank you page placements, your autoresponders, your cart abandonment emails, all of those things need to be going on. And it's a beautiful thing that in this day and age, there are widgets and tools that will help you use all of these functions, and they've already built the code. You just implement it on the site, and you can do all these things, and you just pay them a little monthly fee. So it's a new day in e-commerce when it comes to things like that. And so use all the best tools at your widgets at your disposal and all the best advertising platforms. And listen, paid search is the entry point, but it's not the exit. It's where they come from, but once you get them, what are you doing? And if you follow all of these tips and strategies in this presentation, you will convert your traffic better, and you can be a bigger player in paid search and get more revenue and profit out of the channel. Whereas right now you may be restricted in what you can, how you can operate in paid search. That's because you're not converting well enough. So listen, if you have any questions about any of my slides, shoot me an email, tweet me, look me up on LinkedIn, connect with me. We can get a correspondence going. If you need to work with my agency for anything or want me to evaluate your website or project, just let me know and we can talk about that. And thank you for attending. I hope it was helpful. I plan on creating a post about all this content and putting it on my LinkedIn. So all these resources and all these tips you will be able to find later by connecting with me. So have a great day, have a great week, and thank you for attending. Bye bye.